This is a berry picker. This is what we used to use for picking berries. I know you've probably never seen one before, and then again, maybe you have. You hold onto the handle, you scoop the berries up, you fill up this slat, that's where all the berries goes, and you dump them into your bucket. And that is what they call a berry picker. I'm going to explain all about it. Today's story is going to be a day berry picking. And I tell you what, boys, oh boys, what a patch over there. I'm going over there to have a look. Once again, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. This story started back, I suppose, 15, 17, 16 years ago. We used to go berry picking every year about this time. This is late August, September. That's when the blueberries will be ripe. Every year we go in, pick as many berries as we can get, and we'd sell them. Sometimes we sell them, try to gather up enough money to go up to the fair that's going to be up the shore. Get on all the rides. And other times we just pick them just for fun. And then more times we pick them because we had to go and pick them. So anyway, this one time, we were all standing up, walking around out by the door. And Father says, "Come on." "Where are we going, Dad?" "We're going picking berries." I said, "Oh, gee, can't wait. Anyway, gets all ready, gets the rubbers on, me jacket and fly spray. I goes out, there they was, by. They had the boat ready, the aluminum boat was all ready. That was all hooked up on the trailer. Inside the boat there was fish tubs, or crab boxes I calls them, or fish tubs, or whatever you want us to call them. And there was pickers like we had there that time. And there was, you name it, clothes, and all that was hooked onto the bag bike. Now a bag bike we used to call them. Not too many people know what a bag bike is. I didn't really know that a bag bike was actually called a quad until later on when I moved into the big city. I'd be telling the boys, you know, "Gee, what was that all weekend? Oh, gee, what a dandy weekend I had on the bag bike." "What's a bag bike?" "A quad. A quad. Never heard tell of a quad before." I said, "No, boy, that's not a quad, that's a bag bike." "There's a quad." And anyway, long story short, a bag bike is actually a quad. So, anyway, that was all loaded up and ready to go. So off we goes, 3 or 4 of us. We gets on the bike. We goes on, dartles on into the woods. Nice, beautiful, sunny day. I can see it now. The fresh air just blowing back. And the dust, when we get onto the dusty roads, the dust will be coming back. My God. And never forget it. Anyway, I said to myself, where are we going? We must be going somewhere with a boat in tow. So anyway, we dartles on in. All of a sudden, unloads the boat, gets aboard the boat, and we all gets aboard. Takes the old dog with us. The old dog is coming along. Anyway, throws it all aboard the boat. Stops by the side of the pond, of course. Throws it all aboard the boat. And away we goes across the pond, in the boat. Jumping, I said, some berries, must be some berries over here. Sure enough, gets to the other side. There it was. Up we goes. "Get out," he said. I said, "Okay, I get out." So he helps me out. I wouldn't know enough to understand, so they helped me out so I wouldn't fall in and drown. Out jumped the dog, give it a big shake, got me soaking wet. Gee, could have flattened him. Anyway, he took off down to the woods. I don't know where he went afterwards, after the squirrels, I suppose. So we all gets out, hauls it all up, ties it all on, and away we goes. So, Father and them got their pickers, and a 5-gallon bucket each, so they takes off. I takes my picker and I takes off one way, and then they all gone the other. I come across this bunch of berries, patch of berries, I suppose. There they was, big around your thumb, I suppose. Big blueberries, big around as that. I grabs hold of the picker, and I'm picking, I grabs, I'm picking. And I gets them full. Why, don't say I wasn't proud to have me picker full of berries. Anyway, sure enough, comes on back to the boat. 5-gallon bucket was there. It was too much for me to lug that in the 5-gallon bucket, so I used to bring it back, and then I wind the berries. Next thing I had to wind the berries into the bucket. Not too sure if you all knows what wind berries means. But anyway, what happens? You put a 5-gallon bucket, you lays it on the ground. You gets into a windy place. So you got this now full of berries. This is full of berries. So you put your hand up on your side. And you tilt. And you shake, and you shake, and you shake, and you shake. And the berries would fall out of there and go into the tub. As the wind was blowing, the wind would blow the leaves out of them. So you're shaking the berries out of this into the 5-gallon bucket. The wind is blowing out the leaves. No leaves in the bucket. Just berries. You got ripe ones, you got rank ones, you got yellow ones and red ones and blue ones. You got it all. But no leaves. Greatest invention known to mankind. Berry picker. Anyway, we must have been at that for 2 or 3 hours. We started filling up the fish tubs. Time to boil the kettle now. So off I goes. Go and get a few old dry sticks, he says. So I goes on and gets a few dry sticks. And I'm cracking them off. And I'm bringing them back and laying them in one spot. And they're all there talking. Another fella there is getting a bit of water out of the brook to put in the kettle. So anyway, we gets the fire going by and we boils the kettle and we have toast bread, a few old cable and a bit of old fish wrapped up in tin foil, salt fish. Throws all that on the fire. What a feed, and there was nothing wrong with it either. Not a thing wrong with it after a good hard morning picking berries. So we gets all that done. Fine and dandy. Anyway, we go for another hour or two now picking berries. So sure enough, that's what we does. So I dartles down to the woods again. And boys, oh boys, there they were. What a patch of berries I saw. The whole ground was blue. I never seen nothing like it in my life. Nothing like it in my life. Anyway, so here I was. I gets into the middle of them all. Starts eating them. So I picks a handful here, and I picks a handful there. And by and by, you don't know nothing for, I suppose, a half hour's gone by. And there I am, as blue as a smurf, eating berries. So the next thing I hear is him bawling out, "Where you to? Where you to?" And I said, hey, he calling out to me. So I comes up, jumps up, runs back up. I said, what's wrong? He said, "Where are you to?" I said, "Down there." "How many berries you got?" I said, "I don't think I got either one now. I got a lot of them ate." So I eat the most of them. But anyway, he got a good chuckle out of that. Anyway, that was it. So we sat down. We had the fish boxes full, the fish tubs. The 5-gallon buckets was full. You name it, we had full up with berries. Never see the dog first and last until we whistled out at the end of it, and out he come, running up through the woods, guts to the ground, running, the old dog was. So we got him, we got ourselves, we threw it all aboard the boat. And before we got in ourselves, we sat down, started having a few stories, and telling a few stories and having a few laughs. And one fella said, "What you going out with your berries?" "I'm going to sell mine." "Going to sell them?" "Yeah." "What's you going out?" "Well, I'm going to pick out a gallon of them, and I'm going to keep them and freeze them." And someone said, "How much is they?" And they said, "Well, I suppose it's about 75 cents a pound." 75 cents a pound? Yep. And he says, "Boy, chums, that's a nice dollar." Another fellow says, "Ha! I remember the time I was selling them. I used to put little BBs in mine, in the big fat ones. I stick a BB in here and I stick a BB in there. Way more. I get a lot more money, see, because they be heavier than the rest of them. And they'd never catch on. And what odds if they did? I had my money and gone on home. Then what odds if they did catch on?" And now we all bust out laughing. Another fellow says, "I throws mine in water." "Oh, throw it in water and let the water soak up into the berries. Leave them there for overnight. When you wakes up, dump the water out. And you got a full thing. Then you got weight into the berries." Whew. Boys, how many stories did they used to tell about selling berries? I guarantee you, I'm not sure if it was all true, but I'd be stood up looking at them and laughing, smiling, and they'd be laughing and smiling, and I couldn't believe, what a day. Anyway, so we got it all packed up. Jumped aboard the boat ourselves. And across we goes, back home. Gets to the other side, takes it all out, hooks it all up to the bag bike again. Heads off for home. I'll never forget it. What a day on the barrens. I could see it now. Oh, those were the days. Anyway, we got it all out to the house, got it all in, got it all unpacked. And certainly that was it. That was a day picking berries. So you had your berry picker, which now you know what it is. We picked the blueberries with that. And we went in on the bag bike. Now you know what a bag bike is. A quad. I'll never forget it. But anyway, that was a day for picking berries. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, folks, remember, if you haven't got one and you ever comes across one of these, be sure you gets it. It's the berry picker. The greatest thing to mankind. Anyway, that pretty much does it for another Story Sunday. A day picking berries. Alright, folks, until next Sunday, I'm Corey Reynolds. We're Reynolds. Cheers.